Inside Story Uganda, real source of political updates.
Gwe kankubulire miso yinza okulowooza nti ono yakwata munne miso tugizanyisa miso tewali kwesikwata wano mu Uganda besi yagamba naye omusajja ono nemala mukwata enkalo ate jjo yagamba nga mulaba yagamba you know you cannot tell sometimes he's stubborn sometimes he attacks you sometimes a good man. Zemba sekerezi.
Okay, tutoya ukatambi yako.
Andi kati otegedde. Otegedde.
Kajika nikaulia matuga, okay?
Yes.
Okay. So Rachel was that this was a stunt. Nalabi Andrew Mwenda. Why does Andrew Mwenda think ndiye
andi ngobori
omuwala gwe yali ayogerako because
oyo omuwala
uliza mu Tamale akatambi wakalabye akomuwala
you don't know how it was done.
She has never mentioned anybody's name.
This is what they do, you don't know what they did. They organized two parties simultaneously. There was a party organized by Afende Muhoozi. There was a party organized by somebody else who really is implicated. But as soon as this girl went back, I was monitoring her movement.
You were monitoring her movement?
Because I had come across, stumbled, nga bakakozesa. Nyinza okuba obutambi ne kadduka. Nali nakategeera dda.
Bino sobola bigamba police. Because batuge bali mu kunoonyereza.
That woman is going to appear. I'm more informed about police work than Yenanga. That woman is going to be arrested, face Mwenda, and she will explain. What I'm taking you is that Kagalu attended two functions. Immediately, she performed that Afende Muhoozi's meeting, function, she went back. I can play all of the video and her recordings. When she went back, people came for her from her home. They took her where she performed and where she had this problem. She was contacted to confuse the two. That, first of all, let us ask, who has the protection of special forces? Who has? I had the special forces, they were taken away. I had the military police, they were taken away.
From you?
The president gave instructions that it is only generals who should have soldiers. I was given the type you have here. And I want to tell you, one of my residences was raided last night, on Saturday night.
By who?
Bijambia people. Ati temugenda kudda mukulaba kamba bulize. Temugenda kuddayo kulaba ba Bijambia kubanna bakutte ku kamera zange. They entered the house. Ne bakuba ate bakubye kamera weniziri bweziri. Bonna lina. Ne bajumping ewange ne bagenda kamba bulize. Kamba buli Bijambia. How would they operate Bijambia?
Ogenda kuva wali ate wetubadde. Erinnya lya Mwenda lijjira
muwa. Kati Bijambia njabi babuli.
Tujja kujja ku byo.
Byonna bimaze.
I'm following.
The moment you attack my home obomaze. Kakati mbanku kubye mbayina ku video bonna. Ngenda kubatta omumu. Sagala, I don't need police protection. They raided my home, subjected my family to gundi on California. Yes.
Bakubya abantu bokka.
Ne bayingira ne mu nyumba. Nenga mbalaba ndi bwe.
Natoliyo.
Nze okuba ate nze nsula mu nyumba. Nze nsula bweru. They entered my compound when I was around.
Obalaba.
Neighbors responded to my wife for the alarms. When I was around, bakubya amatala gange gonna ne bakakuba nga kamera zezibakwata ngenda bano sagala police. I don't want the police. I have more facilities than the police. Nagame mukati wange n'abaana ba gwenda banga report to the police njamukuba esasi. If I hear that my wife amazenda kubiri bamusi bikalivumu, what helped me is why one banange mugule amakufulu agali mu alamu. Alamu tevaamu bali abasajja bagezi bayina liquid bagiyiwa mu kufulu ne yegula yokka. Bagudde nyumba yange alamu nga bweka bamaze okuteeka kalifomuwa mu nyumba. Abaana bange ne batoosinga n'omukazi, but I was outside. Obalaba byawonedde watono byawonedde watono n'okikola biko kimuna ekyabuuse ne kingira ekikomera ekirala oba byabadde bimanyi nti wange obanga tebimanyi. I don't know. Naye ayagala okufa muzeeyi yagamba nti nume yagala okufa eruma n'abamaze bazze bana bwana buto bwina ebijambiya basooka kuteeka mu kalifumu. I have more facilities than the police. Police ina cameras ezabwenfu nabakutte ku video ngenda kubanoonya omumu mbatte. But one mukitegeere mmwe, learn from me. When they are going to attack a village ab'ebijambiya, one, they first kill the dogs. Kukyalo konna embwa zaafudde. Seriously. Buli alina embwa yafudde. Two, bwana buto bubuuka ng'enkima kabuuse okuva ewange ne kagwa ewa neiba nga njagala nkakube bakube sasi ziteekoomu.
Naye ne bajja ne bamenya amakaago ng'oliwera obalaba n'otabaako ky'okola.
Anti bwetita bayingidde
mu Tamale
omutraining eyo, they entered. Bwana buto mubaddemu omusajja mukulu bonna mbayina ku kamera zange
ku butambi
basoze kubattaala lyeno n'eryeno ettaala eribawa
security line.
Kakati ne bakwata ku security gundi padlock alerted. Nze nsula bweru alerted. Kati bwe baalatinga ate mukazi wange yalowoozera nti mmotoka gye bakutteko. They had no interest in the car, bazze na bijambiya wielding pangas because these pangas were shining.
Goliao balaba.
Yes. Kati ekyabakozeho obubi balumbye family esatu omulundi gumu.
Gwe ne banneibabo.
Anti batema. Tebalina swago yonna. Padlock bayina liquid ye bagiyiwamu neyeggula. Nange olujjo lwange enzigi zonna bazigudde olw'omaaso n'olw'emmanjo. Ekufulu yokka eya alamu ye yakoze eki
ye yabala atinze
tu mu nyumba yange mulimu nze n'emikwesese mwenfulumira kalifomu teyakoze babasanga mufudde kyobola abatema. Omuntu yenna gwotegeeranga nga bamutemya ategeera ateekayo ekibatu mwe baba batema mulimu ki babadde n'ebiti bye basooka okuteekayo nti bw'otema sibo naye bwana buto bubuuka nga nkima nakutteko buna. Ku video kuliko bana ate mbalaba ku kyalo ngenda kubayo natulina kusiringa off.
Ogambye bakomewo
nze
obeyitira
ewange kasita olumbe ewange. In fact let me tell you Masaka bali different. Ab'e Masaka bali batema bantu abali mu pipeline bakwata ebyapa byabwe. These ones baana banyumirwa because most of them I saw a kid baana bato nenga bajampinga ng'enkima. Era tebabadde na sophisticated but they merit in society. Kitegeeza ba mu kitundu bamu tewali agenda kuddamu kutema bijambiya wano nze kasita olumba ewange. Naye nebaza abantu ba neighbors, they responded in time. Sawa 8
ne batasa family yo
nabo babadde babalumbye obalabira ku buliri mugule ezo gundi baziyita batya kufulu
padlock
eziriko alaamu saabalemye.
Okay.
Naye zino padlock zonna balina liquid gye bayiwamu zeggula zokka. Enzigi zange zonna bazigula. Tu kalifuumu bamupikamu nga bo bali luddawa batema bafudde bwabadde na bijambiya. That's why they don't fire back. Balina n'ebiti bye basooka okusonze abo nabamaze kuba ku kamera zange mbayina. Bwe munayingira kabuli bwe munayingira ettaka nange nja kufuuka bwe muyingira wonna bannange mubandekere nzita abaana bano.
Tiisa mu Tamale.
Ompitanga ono nedda at times I abuse. Omukazi osimanyi wa national gundi afaanana nekyayogera yagambye mbu what did we miss Ruli that you are missing now? Mpapula biki naye banna naye lwaki kikazigwe kyomulako kikazigwe kya
Okay. Tovuma mwami Tamale. Tovuma bantu.
Abasiru mbavumire ewalala. Tegoyina mbolobole buli musiru mvumire ewalala.
Kale.
When you listen to that fake tape, it's a fake tape. I play them with my children.
It's fake.
It's fake. It tells you why Mwenda is attacked. Mwenda yaganye.
Erinnya lya Mwenda lijja litya?
Anti nkubuulidde.
We didn't hear this lady.
Nga
mentioning Andrew Mwenda.
Mwenda.
Ye describing the muntu. Mwenda na papala.
Why doesn't she reveal that the two functions occurred at the same time? This woman performed and went back home. Mwina kuliko dingi nebyayogera. Nabono mumasanyalaze nakano kakagombya mbwina. Njabu bambo abyenje bamu kagombya mwe. Obutubuyita basajja kubula nabuno buwala buzunze enziku.
So
muno buwala buzunze enziku.
Ani akuva Mwenda?
Buzunze enziku. Nedda is a strategy. Whoever lives in this camp is undermined. Nabagamba ti bus ya link. There are 90 buses. Why do you impound? Nagamba Katumba amala ni mugamba. Do you know the owner of these buses? It is only Concord that was involved in an accident after 20 years of service that Concord was withdrawn. All the types were withdrawn. We have global. They have made involved in accidents. Why don't you impound the global buses? Why should we impound link buses? The link man, I was watching a meeting in Serena. I've been in Serena myself, but on different mission. But I was watching a meeting in Serena. I have my machines. Oba mukiza bati mukiza mise ekola recording. Mwenda urubisa umanyi Mwenda bagamba muyabakwata. Bagamba Mwenda yabakwata mumufungule nyuma. Mumukebere mumpale. Ne Mwenda yenyini. Ngubolire. Bagamba Mwenda yabakwata. Batula. Mwenda ne bamukoba emisindi. Bali batula. Chairman wa bamuyita Luhindi ono wennakawa. Ndi bamukoba mu meeting. Chairman, you have the machines. Tebakirizanga tizino machines zezibakwata. Nabaga nti ewafu ali omusajja bamuyita Kisekulu. Chairman we waffe. Bali bakuba kasolo. Nemulaba nemugamba. Kisekulu, Mr. Chairman, nze nga tombadde ku mbuzi n'amagi. Yagamba akasajja ako kava kalakala oba kayina biteega oba kayina bidandi buli kyenkola wano kakimanyi. Kakati Kisekulu n'afuna $5,000,000 agule essimu endala mbubazoozeemu nabalaba nga booza essimu nemukubira essimu ngaki Mr. Chairman, don't you have 5 million on your account? Don't waste your time in buying a new set. This is a satellite.
Okay.
Zino machines are a satellite. Okay. It's not Mwenda. Kati nkuboli.
Nabakundaga Mwenda wajiramu.
Nkogambye nti buli muntu adduka mu kampu eno. Muhozo olwaze. Kampu nesasika. Yes. Kati kampu oliba muddukako balagawa. Politics is perception. Bulijjo bakuba muhozi nga tebamanyi nti alina amaanyi ajja kuvaayo. Kyobala wanawandika akatabo kano kani muhozi bikamwe kaine Rugaba. Nti Museveni has wasted time. Yes, Museveni does not help his son. Yali mumaje bamukuba bamumala kubaka not respond. Afeka tuogereka tumukubire. Nejiya nenvaayo. Nategeera is a strategy yeta yanukula. Kakati today yakozemu akantu katono bwekati. Ebyo byonna tegule mukwata wonna ne mukubakubira nadduka.
Gawoyo tegule.
Nga mukubira nga mumanyi.
Okay, Mwami Mirundi, why do you go to Nasike?
Nkugambye,
you wanted that to
the woman does not reveal. Oli munne bayagala nadda. Kankubuuza. Oyinza okugenda okuyimba family party. Milioni 10 kwabaddeko ne bigenderako.
Kukumi kwabaddeko.
I will expose that woman.
Yogera nguludde mu kamere. Ogambye kukumi kwabaddeko bigenderako.
And nkubuuliza nti when that woman after performing at our function I knew because I had already received information nga boogera naye. That girl went back home and she was picked there. That's why she does not mention there are two functions. This is the reason why tomorrow or on Wednesday that girl is going to be summoned to face Mwenda. Police. I'm speaking on behalf of the police, not Enanga. Enanga does not have this type of information. Don't listen to Enanga.
But even Mwenda doesn't say that this girl mentioned her name.
Auntie, buno bwala buno obuzunze nziku.
So who said it?
Buno obuzunze nziku. Obuzunze nziku. Nemutaba nemukagombya. Nakanoka. Naye njagala mutegeere ebintu nga bwe bitambula. Akawala kano kavudde ne kagamba.
Shiba kalungi.
Nti bagali bagenda kakwata.
That
is going to face Mwenda. Nze sogera ng'Enanga. I'm more informed by Enanga.
You're more informed than the police spokesperson?
Yes. Enanga does not speak on behalf of the police.
I'm all over Nagaba, all we mutusako police amani.
But she wanted to divert involving Mwenda.
Really?
You play that tape, we shall know, the country will know why Mwenda is being targeted. For me, I know.
Mwala mupange?
Mwenda humiliated me, Banfiriza, about 100 people. Siriddeyo kufuna emyaka gyange 14 gye namala mu State House sijjafa bwereere. Omwenda nti nina okuddamu mbakolere sijja kuddamu.
Shibalimba.
Nakkiriza nti natomera.
Okay.
But I don't believe in malice.
So this is malice?
Yes, it's not Mwenda. And that woman is going to be arrested.
But she has never talked about she has never talked about Mwenda.
Kakagombya. Kano kamasanyalaze kalinga sitateye n'olubuto.
Ntovuma bantu kumpewo.
Mbavuma.
But she has never spotted.
Waliwo buno bwala buzunze nziku bubeera ku TV eyo. Buzunza nziku ennyuma zonna bwozikebera empiso. Play that tape.
Okay. But again,
why they attacking Mwenda.
Omuwala tavangayo kwogera ku.
Nkugambye that woman must appear before police. I'm telling you. She's going to be arrested with Mwenda. Tetuyinza kukkiriza kati bakiddusizza badduse yes yali agala kutanishinga muhozi must answer.
What defending Andrew Mwenda?
I'm telling you, I don't believe in malice. I'm more informed than Enanga. That woman is going to be arrested. Face Mwenda and reveal haliyo culprit.
Kampulira katambikano.
Yes.
Kali muchi?
Kawulize. Why Mwenda is targeted.
So this is why Mwenda is targeted?
Yes.
Kampulirize.
Have been going through. And you know the whole course. Yes, of course, I know. But what I was saying, there are certain challenges which came up. You know, they have been moving for quite some time. But I need your support. Looking at the whole situation. When you look at my hero who is being groomed almost to become president and very soon it will become very open. The information I'm having is they are having certain projects they're planning to do so that the man can come out outrightly. See how he announced his retirement in the army. Before it caused a lot of upheavals in the army, in the whole military. that a person declares his retirement without without the commander-in-chief, without having to engage even the commander, the CDF. Then he only declared that I'm retiring from the army anytime. So that is a signal which I think could even bring out a military mutiny. And that is one of the things I really wanted to share with you. That in the case of a possibility, in your radio programs, in your journals, I think you can criticize this and to level up the ground, because what procedure are they using? What methodology are they following to see that the man is retiring? You know, sometimes it is a man who needs to be reminded this and that. Look at the tweets he's making. That whole scenario is really what I can say. It is not worth it. So I need an alliance. I need the people of substance who can really make it to the media platform, who can create a lot of space for them to ensure that we dissolve this illusion that is really coming. How are we going to convince Ugandans? All we are looking out is to renew the NRM ideology. So if it is simply comes in that manner, I think it will not help us and it will not help anyone. But instead bring us trouble. We are already looking at a lot of trouble that is likely to take place. We could be having Rwanda in progress, trying to do something. We can even provoke some generals to foment chaos, which can really lead into war. So these are the things I think we can look at all together and try to engage the whole situation with the people who add a lot of value. Now, thank you very much. It is a very interesting thing, but I really have to tell you the fact. I have known General Mosca for quite a lot of time. Have received a lot of engagements with him. I know, like any other human being, there could be weaknesses. But firstly, he is my blood brother. He is my cousin. We are cousins. And I cannot betray him. The closeness I have with him is not about money, it's not about the dealings or anything. It is about loyalty. So I cannot disobey the loyalty, withdraw it or diminish it. This is the person I really need most. And I'm very sorry, I cannot go working with you, looking at the struggles. I can really help you in your struggles. Know what is happening in Europe? I know what could happen even in the future when it comes to business. I can help you to negotiate this and that. But I cannot leave my cousin just like that. See how close we are. If I need anything, he can do it. If I need something, he can say, please. I said, I want to go and have a look at the UPDF in the DRC. I went into a gunship. An MI8. So these are the things I'm looking at. So the main thing, I'm very sorry. You are my very good friend. Very, very good friend. And actually, I can say we have come from far, especially when it comes to enterprising, doing a business, doing internal negotiations, even with investors. But I am not going to stray. The relationship that I really have with somebody whom we are brothers, I am his elder brother. And in any kind of thing, if it comes to molding, actually, I have shaped him for some good time. And I'm telling you, I'm very sorry, I cannot turn that away from General Muhoozi.
Mutabani wa Yohana Mirundi.
Nemole, mama wange yazala mujikumiza gwanga Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Mama wange yazala Earthquake.
Earthquake na olinya lyo.
Yazala mujikumiza gwanga.
Mukankanyansi.
Yankubidde nesimu nanga nti nga tonjogedde kaabe fana ngenda pira kencha ku TV. Yazala nnyo. Bamukuba mu Buganda layo.
Ali atya mama.
Museveni talina kye yamuwa. Nagende wa papa ne musabirayo. If I'm 65, I'm with the 90s. Yasipesinga nga baana babiri. Emyaka ebiri buli mwana. I'm with the 90s.
Ali wa mwenda.
Waliwo emyaka 18 between me. how old is she now?
Akuze.
Agenda mu 100. Naye ayina sense ezizonna. Mulamu nnyo ababuganda bamukuba ng'oyo Mayiga akeera ku makya n'ayogera katagala federation kuteze mu mwanyi naye Mayiga
Okay, tugende
bavaawa so ekizibu kyetulimu essaawa eno era obukulembeze
position ya government
uliza
attorney general
bonna bali mu kulimbalimba nsi tonkabya amaziga abo bali mu kulimbalimba nsi position ya Museveni eriki message embadde muzanya wano egamba ki tosaanye wadde okuboggolera omuntu
oyo Lukira Basaija
wandisanyuse nnyo omwana wakoma waka ngali.
Alright, chikumi musatu kirungi mu mitamala kakanye.
Because this concerns our children. We have a stake in this country. When I see somebody pushing the kabaka because he's pushing for money. Don't abuse. We shall handle this kaboy.
Okay.
I tell you, the matter is going to be solved.
Okay.
Sheba has been summoned by the police and Mwenda. And you see, I know, whenever they suffer a setback, babija mawulire. Biranzi. Nidangati sebo wanga tebina landa mawulire.
Batan so bija mawulire.
Babijemu. Bono bwala busike nziku.
Okay.
Busike nziku buli bubiri.
Okay.
Busize bwanziku. Busike nziku wali wakaina. Akaina first wait any moment.
So ekirungi tugenti oyina information tibano baba ise. Nalabye Andrew Mujuni Mwenda.
They didn't know. Timwenda has deserted this camp. The man who owned the buses also deserted. I was watching a fierce battle between the owner of the buses and the man who is fighting them. Yes.
So buli abavamu tebakulekera mirembe.
Baina kampu yabo Mwenda yavuddemu.
Emwa mitamale oyine byewunyisa bingi.
Yes.
Nti gwe tubadde tumanyi for some good time ng'osonga olumwe mu Andrew Mwenda omweko
me I don't believe.
Wali ku muzindalo gwa Radio 4.
I don't believe.
Defending
Andrew
Mujuni Mwenda.
You know nti Mwenda tachimanyi.
Ntichi.
Me I don't believe in malice. When you read that book of mine, nkubuulira why I hate malice. Akatabo kamukozaako. Me I hate malice. And even in the meeting where I came from, I've been telling Westerners, obuzibu bwammwe temuyina malogo. Aba Westerners tikine ensonga. Nti fe Abaganda tuyina eddogo. Tonneereegamu boli munene otya. Ndi mandwa. Bakubye emyaka 10 balina kuteegula. Balina okuteegula. Sinze mbafukaamirira. Siri bafukamirirako. You have to bring the money.
Okay.
Bajja kuteegula. Bamuseveni abateegulira obaani. They have to tetulabagana mukutegula tetulabagana kati aba Westana bayina malice nti omukazi yafudde mu London nga nurse ne bamukwata ku airport ne babba ebintu ebyo byonna ne bamuteeka ku CPS bwe wali bwamubanja. I fought for the woman. Omukazi ankubidde essimu bamututte mamuleta 27 nja mweyimirira bawa CPS ngenda kubeka put a Ugandan azale sente ne bamuyola ne bamubba akasajja ne kabeera ku si kajjako mayi kasajja gwe. A woman has worked is a Ugandan. Where do you enjoy life? Omusajja wa CPS Museveni mutuyambeku akasajja kaveeko.
Sinaba, just give me a comment. We leave that. Give me a comment ku bibaddewo ku lwokunalwa wiki wede Dr. Kiza Besigye yabadde na tatandise walk to abalabaloza walk protests.
I was watching Nganda.
Semujubire mu Nganda.
I have the recording.
Mwogezi wa FDC.
Semuju Nganda was invited by this camp that is being deserted. The man told Nganda, I've destroyed Nup Siruka Gashumba. but I want you people, FDC, I want to establish relationship with you. I never respected Nganda, but I respected Nganda. I saluted him when I was watching the meeting. Nganda told the man, we cannot support you. If we want you to support, want us to support you, join the FDC. After that meeting, Nganda rushed and met BSG. And he told the BSG that these people are divided. What do we do? What you see BSG doing is proving that it's not a spent force. They are going to have a common front against Muhoozi if it materializes. Kakati bali chibabadde tebamanyi. Tibobi nti one yayogedde ne Nganda. Nganda yagenze wani.
What Dr. Besije?
Namugamba nti ono atwetaaga ne tulina okwogera naye ngachi ng'ekibiina. Don't talk to us as individuals. Don't think that we are spent force. Besije kwe kuyimuka kamba bulira. Intelligence ya Museveni tekola. Museveni ajje regional balance mu yiso. Yiso erimu a lot of regional balancing. Museveni bw'aba ayagala okuwa abayiso omulimu abawa emirimu emirala. But yiso must be handed over to an intelligent young man. Eyasoma bino bitwasoma. Naye cannot work for this government. But nsobola omulikomendingira nti gundi asobola okikola ne gundi asobola okikola. The type of yiso we want today. Mumbere gye tulimu. Si yabano aba regional balancing. The time for regional balancing has gone. Kakati, let me tell you. Omala has been lamenting for a long time, complaining about his fate. The government didn't know what was happening. The newspapers were highlighting Omala's lamentations. What do we remember about Omala?
Besije yatulugunya nnyo Besije biseera ebyo mu kwekalakaasa.
Omwana wange muto kati ali mu senior 2 yaŋŋamba Beni namubbulamu Beni Kiwanuka. I named Beni Kiwanuka n'abaana bange bonna bayina amannya makambwe. Nina Mirundi Rebengula, nina Mirundi Saliva Kiri. Yakuba makya n'amufulumya nga Museveni atya Mbabazi. Nemubbulamu bajja baya bana oyo Museveni atya Mbabazi. A reader must be decisive. I have Silver Kiri. Yakuba makya n'amufulumya mu State House.
So ina Kiro ina Machar?
Nina Machar. Wali mwana wange bamwita Saliva Kiri era muwanvu nga Saliva Kiri. Nina Mirundi Rebengula yali kabaka w'abatebere yasala. Nina Beni Kiwanuka. Oyo Beni oyo.
Beni gubadde yogera kali musenya tu.
Beni yaŋŋamba. But daddy, you abuse Bessie every time. But Bessie is dangerous. Nyai ran away from the compound ne mugamba lwayi. I say frog. Bessie turns himself into frogs. That's why I ran away. Ne mugamba nga Omala agamba mbu Bessie escaped from his house through a water tank. Omala agena ngamba, Daddy, you are going to create us problems. Bessie turns himself into frogs. I ran away. Nasanga bamubuuza Beni teyalimye. Beni enkumbi yagisuddeyo. Namubuuza Beni, lwaki enkumbi wegise? I say frog. Daddy, you abuse Bessie. Era nakweza yakomona ngamba, stop abusing civils. Mu government. At school they are abusing us. Our daddy, instead of stealing money, is attacking everybody. Let him also steal. Yangamba, and seniors. Senior 2. Yangambye, stop attacking the people over money. If you cannot steal, shut up. Abana bamvuma kusomesa. Tata omwa avuma babi. Yanga tabba. Ali seniors.
Senior 2.
Naye, people did not realize nti Omala was lamenting because they knew that Bessie was going to strike again. And that anybody who arrests Bessie today, if a policeman arrests Bessie today, they have been forewarned by Omala. Asante ya punda ne mateke. You are going to arrest Besigye for nothing. I did it, I'm suffering. And NRM obujozi bwayo obusuma obunuka okutunya ku mitwe okutunya lako oyinza okusanga ngate kati Besigye yawa gundi sente omala
kisoboka ekyo.
Yes, it could be that Besigye is educating omala's children bano ne boyogera otyo olumala kukozanga ekidoli toyireti paper yabo olumala kukozanga bakanyuka paka ne bali agala bajjeyo ekidoli kyabwe. This is the problem. The strategy of using people and dumping them. For one day they will come and collect you. Me, I was a toilet paper. I was used, put in the toilet, and the water was flushed. Nobody can retrieve a toilet paper. Nobody, since again, I cannot be in the government. President Museveni was and umpira kumpedem. Nantuza katebe kujirikiti. Nemva konaga.
Na kuomu wabule.
Nsamba, kadi nsamba. Me, I can be an advisor. Me, it will be
senior.
It will be expanded. It will be expanded for my record.
On media.
Take it yo. Sinatuka kwa yo level. Bari was anti. I need gondi welfare. You don't need welfare to control me. I help him. There's a woman who can help you. Ninga talimaka. I help them, but I'm not part of them. Nembo kaya but take a send. Tumuli mafuta.
Na kuwa basirikale.
Yeah, basirikale as a senior citizen 65 I should be protected. What do they give them lessons? Baba wemere. That's rubbish to be him. Nenze nkugamba.
So
nti
okwegunga
Bobby Wine anti gundi akomyewo.
Besigye.
We call it political realignment. The political landscape as a gundi.
Is it favoring him?
Whenever Buganda sees Vajajukba.
So
let me tell you, let me explain the political landscape. Nti one, Besigye is back.
Come you.
Omusajja yenna bw'aba akuze n'agenda mu ddwaliro at my age, bakazi bange bonna bakungana mu ddwaliro n'abaana baabwe. Eddaamaani alirina fe atulekedde ki. This is what is happening. As usual, Mengo is asserting itself. Chivola bajukuba kuluno kalubindi ono mufere tuyina mufere tuyina katikiro mufere. Buganda always
atobde ku Besigye
and we have factors, key players. Whenever the Buganda Mengo sees a fight in the central government, it is sacked in Chejikubyo. Singo kuluno bakayola. Buganda yingidemu.
So
Besigye akomyewo. Mugisha muntu whom they have not been talking about is now making headlines. Why? Attacks Muhozi. Yes.
And them ni Muhozi go wagira. Wayogera kuyobi.
Anti chenkubulira. Yes. But was responding. By the time Mugisha Muntu was in the army, he failed even to dress soldiers. Abasirikale ku frontier ninga baita bwerere. That's when they brought engato z'oludda olumu. I cannot yakwata gundi jet mwebaze yatta abantu. But he was embarrassed. Bamujja mukumiranga naye wali. What I be change akati ya kugundi. Yali brigadier ne bamufunda major general. Yali mu military intelligence. Yali asomye training bwa. Where had they trained? Academies. When Muhozi talks about now, the academies, which academies did Mugisha Muntu go to?
Bamutendereza okubeera one of the best
army commanders. Anti ebitabo. Kati batuleka mu Uganda. A journalist must have academic papers.
Qualifications.
Yes. Kati journalism oliko twasomanga onu paper. Is a batubuzanga ekibuuzo. Is a journalist trainable? No, a journalist is born. Kaka tuyina teka mu Uganda. Journalism was recognized as a profession. Yeah. We have people, graduates, we have full members, honorable members, abala tubaita tutya. Abatasula na kulia radio, obali papula lwa mawulire. Tuyina betuita full membership. Tuyina betuita honorary members. Tuyina mu mawulire tuyina ba Mirundi esatu. if you are not a graduate tosobola kukulira lupapula lwa mawulire according to the law. That's why I record myself. Olwali mbadde ntaba bus nga bali mu meeting okimanyi
abasi muleke
olwo ya bus mulabye mu meeting n'advisinga client we n'aba UCC nti mugujjeyo. I was watching them on video.
Okay.
Nga mbalaba ne kuseeto nimbalabye ebyuma byange bibakwata.
So ogambe nti waliwo kye tutalaba mu kudda kwa Besigye.
Yes, Besigye is coming to Assad. Buli mukazi aleeta abaana be to negotiate. Ono nkugambye tiyasoose n'akuba tumwebaze yamudduseeko n'aleeta lisiti ey'abantu abaafa mu covid ne gye baabaziika n'abatali mu Kabuli ne covid lisiti njiina n'afulumya lisiti ey'aba nuupu abakolagana n'NRM n'akwata Kasumba n'abakuba ye muntu y'omu n'ategeera nti nannyini baasi eza linki yamudduseeko baasi emu gye baakuttemu n'ettaba ne dereva n'afa bayimpawundize 9 nembuuza Katumba Wamala nannyini baasi omumanyi
kino kye mazina azita
teyazitadde namugani nannyini baasi bwasinika amannyo g'omwepankako Katumba Wamala
eza link
omumanyi nannyini ye singa asinika amannyo baasi n'owa gulobu n'asinika amannyo Katumba onaamusobola tebazitadde uyo naye bavumbagaja olwaliro ngambalaba nannyini baasi za linki neyaziyimiririra Katumba Wamala njamuweerezaako akatambi bavumaganya olwaliro ku Seraton okwepangira ku maali nono naddamu ngambalaba bwenti ku byuma byange kakati nakwata naga nti bano mbakubye kwe kuyita nganda ashiki nganda ndira nti nganda ku byuma byange taliko nganda mubuuze nganda ye yagenze nagamba Besigye kakati ono omala akola ekintu kimu omala alabula bano nti bannange bagenda bakozesanga nange bwe bakola ki bwe bankozesa ti omala bamukozesa tebakola ki kitatta bamukozesa ki nze nange bankozesa bansuula kasasiro neŋŋaanayo sirimbwa gye basula
kanziki omukukunavu Tamale Mirundi
mukukunavu kya Luswayiri ne mu Luswayiri bakiina
omukukunavu
musajja ali sabuni
waliwo yambuza nti omukukunavu kye ki
mu Luganda kitegeeza self made kitu kikola ku lumonde monda akuba ettaka n'akukunala
yerwanako
n'akukunala self made
wakijjaawo
tuli ba self made Seba kitaffe baali tebamanyiddwa mu Kampala tetubeerangako naye kyobula bano mu katabo kanga
novaayo
bw'osoma akatabo kange ako mbalaga history ya family yaffe tibumva mutujooga mmwe nga mulowooza tusobola muyinza tufuula ebidoli tibwe tumala okunyamu ne
okay kale
we have dignity
njogera kusoma katabo
amufulaga bearer of a dignified family muyinza kutunia ku mitwe kutunya.
Okay, obala katabo kingendo kusoma ali ku Radio 4 ne Radio 7 njagala kusomako kansoma katabo kana onaga kani katabo kano kuwandika bakayita kan Kainerugaba become muhozi. Okay.
Museveni amulese bakube mutamani we atali beera ati omununuzi.
President yatunyonyola gamba munatu yatubulya muhozi ekitegeeza
Avenger nga bamukubye werugawo ndibwa
okay
yeba mukubambwa asibire bajeta yogera bakube nafe netuyingirawo
namuyingirawo
ate mwanange
mweba defenders
I defended myself this morning in a group of people nembaga nti mukubira ayogere naawe nembaga I don't know this man
Jeno Muhozi.
Yes.
Nera nange nakubona.
Ne abantu bagana tebakikiriza. People don't believe.
Gwata yagala.
Nkugambye people don't believe bakeerewa ngere. Somebody came from Jinja. Nga ina abantu. Ba leaders. Why don't you ring him and we talk to him directly? Tembuganti, do you think mumanyi? He likes me, I like him.
Sajanga kuagala na mula nga kutade ku committee.
But yes. Ngate sikoze no big da
kama. Kolanga takumanyi.
Yeah, I defend na ye investing bango bamubiri kubira gumu Sebutemba. Yampereza se yakube simu kyali na sawa 3. Nangamba Moses is not involved in those rangozi. Irangami. 2 Christmas nampereza send. When I was poisoned, ye syndical doctor nga simumanyi ne mugoba I was ngayagala kumanya obandi kiki ekibaddewo. Afterwards waliwo meeja yajja n'omuntu wali gwa $1 gumu nga njogedde ku leediyo tebanende mulwadde njagala buyambi naye nagenda ne bagamba mumugoberere yava mu ofiisi ya Muhoozi Kololo
gwe mukwana gwo oguva
naye nga yetayogedde naye bwe bali bagenda okuwuliriza nga bahayalize basaagiza akatambi ke nakukubira wano alinyiza okakuba mu details nakubira sisa wa president moved family ya president yenjagala bubasodo baani era mpandisa akatabo kange ejogo ly'abakooto kali mu nnimi zonna ejogo ly'abakooto
abakooto ng'otegezaani
abakooto waliwo obwakabaka nga babuyita nja bobabuulira akatabo kange mujja kaso nga kabaka bamuyitanga musenvuzi naye yagenda n'akuliyetinga abakooto bajja kuwasa abakooto baateka mu eggwanga waliwo omusajja eyali akolagana ejo n'abakooto baali bamuyita ndikiwanuka ndikiwanula abakooto bwe bagenda bakuba ne bamugirayo n'amagumba ga jjajjawe ne jjajjawe yafedde emyaka 5 abakooto nga badduse
nga bakuba
ndikiwanula bamukuba n'amagumba ga jjajjawe n'amagumba ga jjajjawe ne bagajjayo ne bagokya yali alina omukooto gwakolera nga abakooto ensi nga yeetamiddwa abakooto.
Kale kansoma akatabo Can Muhoozi Kainerugaba become Muhoozi? Okay, nja kafunako kopi kano kawandiikibwa Mwami Tamale Mirundi tuwuliziganye nkuwa akatabo ose Mwami Tamale tuwuliziganye
kabaka bamuyitanga musenvuzi
taito yakatabo eri etya
ejogo ly'abakooto ejogo ly'abakooto ne mwalimu ndikiwanula bamukuba abantu ng'omukooto gwe yali akolera dduse ne bajjayo n'amagumba ga jjajjawe ne bagokya.
Kale katabo kano bakawandiika Mwami Tamale yakawandiika nkalabo wano authored Sunday March 2 days after Anita Among won elections as the new Speaker of Parliament. I dedicate this book to my daughter Namatov, who was killed at Sir Albert Cook Hospital for organ harvest and her twins stolen. I have never let her down and I continue to pursue the killers up to ICC. Ayogera Mwami Tamale Mirundi nyini kuandika katabo kano kansomeko wano mangu eddakiika 5-6 zokka. The stinking destitutes gwe mutwe. Okay. Having laid bare the above background, it is not surprising to find out that those who are fighting General Muhoozi Kainerugaba are using malice because it is the same group and it is the same method they know. However, as the Muganda says, the one who accuses the other using malice concentrates on the fight, yet his own records stink. This is the title for my book. Destitute normally stink, but there is always the most stinking of the two. Let us examine the accusations against General Muhoozi. First, those who are fighting Muhoozi say he is incapable of leading the country. How can we know this? Unlike his opponents, who have been willing to show us the capabilities as far as managerial skills are concerned, Muhoozi, as a general, has taken up dangerous assignments in his duties as a soldier. He has been in the jungles of the DRC fighting against ADF rebels and Joseph Kony. On the other hand, Ruabogo, I don't know which Ruabogo is this, Ruabogo has been able to build a business empire, not built on business acumens. Okay, yeah, typo on weri, acumenship. But monolithic maneuvers and privileged wealth. The group says the Muhoozi is given a chance and cannot control the army. This shows the group's bankruptcy. If a general of the army cannot control the army, then how can a civilian like Ruabogo do it? If Muhoozi is hated within the army, we would see mutineers whenever he is deployed. They also talk about the tweets he shares on matters of foreign policy. Leadership, especially the presidency, is guided by the country's foreign policy. It is for this reason that leaders, even in highly developed countries, are surrounded by handlers or experts in different fields. Also, the tweets are making the people like Andrew Mwenda, who take advantage of his leisure time to make what would be his private time public. Who is to blame if a malicious person reveals what happens in your bedroom? Obviously, many of us would be ashamed. We have many examples of malicious acts being meted on innocent people. However, those who are involved have been judged fairly by the public because the malicious acts are not a result of their own making. For example, when the former US President Ronald Reagan addressed the public after his victory, he tested his voice on the microphone and said, "I have declared war on the Soviet Union," a statement that caused uproar across the world. This was, however, blamed on his technical team, who made it public, and it did not cause war between the US and the Soviet. It was understood that this was pre-testing sound and not official speech. We also remember a secret conversation between the British Prime Minister Tony Blair and President George Bush discussing their admiration of the German Chancellor Angela Merkel. In this secret conversation, Tony Blair accepted to be a go-between, and the two were presented as schoolboys admiring a beautiful netballer. However, since this was the work of a malicious journalist, it was dismissed as gossip. It did not cause marriage breakups in both the Bush family and the Blairs. Recently, when Britain organized a referendum on the future of Scotland, the Queen of England got a briefing from the Prime Minister about the results that irritated the Queen. She did not want Scotland to remain part of Britain and reportedly said, "I wish they had gone." However, since it was not her official position and not emphasized before the referendum, it did not cause political tremors in Scotland or reverse their earlier results of the referendum. In Kenya, when terrorists blasted Ufumbi building that hosted the American embassy, President Moi made a statement saying, "No Christian can do this." He was blaming the incident and the death of hundreds of people on Muslims, but without proof through an investigation. His statement attracted strong criticism from Muslim leaders in Kenya. Even the recordings I play on air are dismissed by those involved as fake. Why? Because the recordings are not intended for public consumption. Let me conclude with the Julian Assange revelations called WikiLeaks. They have not caused international row because they were not intended for the public. If the anti-Muhoozi group dismissed these recordings as fake, when in some cases names are mentioned, why do they capitalize on Muhoozi's alleged tweets? Let's also look at Muhoozi as an individual. He grew up in exile when his father was already engaged in the struggle and had to share time with family and his revolutionary activities. Unlike many of us who grew up under the strict guidance of our fathers, Muhoozi missed this during his formative age when he needed fatherly guidance. Muhoozi would ostensibly suffer the stigma of being a son of the most wanted man in Uganda. His father was also portrayed as a fugitive. His father was at a risk of facing the gallows anytime. I am surprised that in spite of this upbringing, Muhoozi has remained a gentleman and a focused young man. It is common in Uganda for people in government to set up and lure units of security into disrepute. Even Ugandans often describe their tormentors with names of security heads, when actually the heads of those units are not involved. You'll hear families of those arrested being advised to tag their missing relatives to individuals. People will say, abo ba iso, oh, basajja ba kandiho, oh, basajja ba kakoza mutale. Despite the malicious propaganda peddled against Muhoozi, I have not heard such comments hinting to Muhoozi, which means that these are just malicious lies. He does not hesitate to involve. However, Rabogo's name features prominently in every scandal, both in government and private sector. He does not hesitate to invoke his mother-in-law's name to intimidate and scare government officials. He actually accused me of abusing his mother-in-law to chase me out of State House in 2014. I don't know which Rabogo you're talking about here. There are so many. Which was a lie, but ended up killing my political career. He thought that he would suffocate me into submission by closing my financial resources, which has totally failed. However, my family suffered, and this has been his practice. For fear of reprisals, this is why he undermines Muhoozi, who he sees as his major rival over the presidency. Although newspaper reports and public deaths have implicated members of the Museveni's family in fraud, scandals, and land evictions, Muhoozi's name has never suffered anywhere. No. Muhoozi's name has never featured anywhere at all. We normally hear allegations pointing to bakoddomi ba Museveni, bawala ba Museveni, and mulamu wa Museveni. Muhoozi's name is not mentioned anywhere. Katuje.
Okujako kali.
Bakasangewa.
Mu bookshop mwe kali.
Abantu bangabe masindi hoyima baga.
Bajje babugule. Bajje oba afenda abo bagulira obani. This is my money. Muteke mu state.
Bawulide.
Okujako kanoko. Ejogo lyaba
atoka ntuteko.
Kakano kankakuwati.
Aha. Kako nunkalina kali.
Ejogoli abakoto kali mu nnimi zonna. Ne mu Luluwo ne mu Lunyankole ne mu Kimwennamwe kali. Ejogoli abakoto.
Kali kansome kubaka. Onagambye omukuna mundabire nnyo oyo mwagala nnyo lwakuba naye alina emboozi bingi. Mbo wasini yatu yamusabye agenda atandike naye okubba.
Yangambye nawe bba leka kutuleekaanira.
Mirundi kyali bana nnyo naye baaba atamutya gwentya. Oyo ye Mwalimu Solomon Bumba akutumidde. Onagambye kungu kwetuli tell Tamale Mirundi that government officials are liars. If even they can't fulfill leaving us almost being killed by our comrades. Nope. Okay, webale nnyo.
Kankubulire.
Onagambye kungu I am following and I'm laughing alone here.
Musenero alage mmese. Musenero atulage emmese ze yagula. Oba zizadde oba za amawako. Oba emmese yiye. Kubanga aliwo n'emmese eri mu nnikaze.
Agambye I am Francis Naka emmese ziri zaali za kuyigirako.
Mese.
Nga yagula mese?
Nga agirina.
Chikumi Musatu Katonyeze Sat Radio 4. And Susan Onagambye, I am Francis Nakasongola. Thanks for the program. I'm listening in. Jambo ndugu Francis Okuve Nakasongola. Onagamba kungu kwetuli tugoberera amakiki Mugisa Henry in Makindye. Well done, Mr. Kungu. Greetings to Field Marshal Tamale Mirundi. He is indeed a gift to Uganda. God bless him. Mwami Tamale, obudde bwafu bwawedde ukasome message wano. Mangu. Onagambye, ye Grace Alimbale, kungu I'm following you. Webale, Madam Grace Mbale, okugoberera enteekateeka eno yonna. Onagamba kungu kwetuli webale nnyo kubeera nga oweereza Tamale tumwagala nnyo. Tutumbudde. Tell him I love him. Ali Isaiah bwagambye. Ono nagamba they can some message z'abantu mu Tamale. Onagambye kungu thanks for the show brother, greetings to Tamale. Naye security yabaddewa nga batembalumba Mirundi. I am tuning in from Banda. Ayogere ye Uthman. Onagambye I am tuning in from Banda, but okay, we are on listening. Innocent atuganyira Tamale. Ne Tamale Besigye turns into a frog. Your son is stubborn. Okay. Oyo bwagambye Sunshine Boaz webale nnyo. Comrade Rwanga Charles webale okubeera nga ogoberera. Akungu kwetuli Emmanuel akakwalcha jambo. Nabalamu ino wano onagamba kungu sebo webale nnyo mukuna tumwagala nnyo mumwongere obudde kuba yatukolera olunaku. Webale kuweereza mwami kungu media consultant yebale kufissa budde n'alambula ensonga bw'omuwuliza toyagala amale. Ambassador Busulwa Kenneth Emuzinda Nsanji webale. Kungu thanks for the show. Tamale talk about salary increment for science teachers. Master Richard Dos Chisanja Masinde webale jambo kungu and Tamale Mirundi, we want you to appear in 2026 elections as president. Fufa Moses Alika Kumiro, Malcolm webale Gambi the late Regema group of commanders targeted for elimination from UPDF. Targeted for elimination from the UPDF High Command. Was it one of the key demands the President Paul Kagame made to Uncle? Okay. Good evening, Mr. Kungu. Thank you so much for your good presentation. And indeed, I'm enjoying Mr. Tamale. I'm Lord Councillor Dr. Wadanda. I'm tuned in from Namungona. Kungu and Tamale Mirundi. I'm Kagwa Livingston from Noya District, Lutuk Parish. I thank Tamale for his wonderful words. Those who are cutting people with pangas, they need serious punishment. Onagamba kungu yenze Julio Julius Chamba de Kwendi Orthodox Church Namungona Ntumbude. Kungu thanks for the show. Kwebiha Rogers Ndaraji Hoima. We need a copy of those books. They are inspiring. Thanks to Mirundi Kabalega. Kungu thanks for the show. I'm Halima Kamengo Kwendi Ntale Lati Bendeje Jambo. Onagamba kungu. Semuju you are talking about now, but you used to talk very well when you were eating. Omumuoli Peter Katumba Pakanyima Sende. Okay, ontale latib jambo. Akungu webale rapa governor Ekabango Chinyara anze David Hoima Bwaki Tamale. Okay, webale onagamba hey Adam Kungu, thanks for the show. I'm Channel East from Chiyuya Masinda. I like your presentation. Akungu mujebaleko dabira Mr. Tamale Mirundi ankolera nze chama weno enakase kentumbude. omukulu kungu Tamale mundabire mwagala nnyo nga sente byayogera bituufu. Dr. Dan Binyinya Masende Rogers ogambye ta
bampeyo omukyalo omunyolo
chokere kumpe bakulya kule
mumpeyo omukyalo omunyolo
oyina watugambo oyina bana oyagala kwongerako
nina omuyima n'omusaamya bampeyo omunyolo